what's the rush? Administer just to us. I don't give a fuck, cause who they gon' touch? You run up on me, won't even discuss the things you will see.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another motherfucking story with Sue. So yeah, I've been told y'all that I was going to give y'all, a part 2 of the homelessness situation, or me being homeless the second time. And I never really got around to it because I felt like I wasn't ready yet, and I still don't feel like I'm ready. But I mean, shit, you can never be, too prepared for anything. So fuck it. Here we go. Let's get into it. So we gonna start out when I joined this. Okay, so boom, I was going through some shit. We gonna take it way back, y'all. We gonna take it way back. To 2022. So 2022, y'all, I was going through some shit, and I remember that I told y'all in like the story time before that I was going through some issues. I just had my first daughter. Me and my children's father had fell out. His auntie had fought me and all type of stuff. And then I ended up getting put out for my dad at the time for trying to be a dancer, trying to get some money coming in. Then I went and stayed with my mother for a couple of days, and then things didn't work out, and she put me out within like 4 days. And so yeah, I was going through it. So we're gonna leave right there. So we was at that point, after I got put out from my mother's house. I didn't know where I was gonna go, y'all. I started praying and everything. I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do. So so my mama took me up to the airport, and I sat up there like for 7 hours waiting on a plane to pick me up and take me back to Chicago. And I sure hope y'all can hear me. But yeah, so I was sitting up there for like 7 hours waiting on the plane to take off and take me there. But I wasn't in a rush because I knew I didn't have nowhere to go once I got back. So and I already had stayed at the shelter, but I was so scared to go back to the shelter because it was so filthy in there. So yeah, so I got on the airplane, y'all, and I met this beautiful spirited lady. Like, she was sent from God. I swear she was. And I went and I sat on the plane. Somebody actually gave me their seat because I was struggling. I had like this big ass book bag on. I had my diaper bag. I had a purse. I had my oldest daughter in one arm. I had my other shit in this one. I'm just like, I was struggling, y'all. And so somebody gave me their seat, and I sat next to an elder lady and her granddaughter, beautiful souls. And I was sitting up, and something just opened me up and told me to just kind of just start talking to this lady, because she was so nice to me and she was so nice to my daughter. And so I just started opening up, and I felt comfortable enough to talk to her about my situation and what was going on a little bit, but not too much. I just told her, like, have you ever did things you didn't want to do to support your children? And I was explaining to her how I had to be a dancer, and how I just went through all this stuff, and I don't know where I'm finna go. Me and my baby about to be homeless and shit. As far as I was concerned, my new place was about to be, I was about to be living at O'Hare Airport. Like, I was about to be, like, I had it all planned out. I was going to be staying there, like. So that lady was such a blessing. She ended up praying with me. She gave me some money, y'all. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm just getting over this nasty ass cold, y'all. And it's been rough. But sorry, y'all know I gotta make sure the babies ain't doing too much. But so yeah, the lady ended up getting some money, and she like prayed with me and stuff. That was the biggest thing, that she sat there, she held my hand, and we prayed. And I ended up getting to the airport, and immediately something spoke to me and told me, hey, call my friend girl. And I called my friend girl. We gonna call her Riri. So I called Riri, and she came. She stopped what she was doing, and she picked me up because she already didn't want me to go back to Memphis in the first place to go back with my mama, because everybody already knew the type of issues that I be having. I don't get along with my mama for too long. Like after like 2 days, you know, we can't really be together too long, or you know, we'll be arguing and it never works out, and I always get my feelings hurt, but that's neither here nor there. So she came and got me, and she told me that I could stay with her and her 3 kids, you know, till I got myself together. But I told her, you know, for one, I don't want to be a burden, and for 2, I want to get on my own 2 feet. So yeah, I told her I wanted to get on my own 2 feet. So yeah, I ended up, she was like, okay, well, how about you go to a shelter? I did not want to do that shit. I absolutely 100% hated the idea, but I was like, okay, cool. Wait, was that time? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, so she told me to go to the shelter, and then, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm mixing it up. I'm sorry, y'all. Reverse. Fuck that, what I was saying. I went to the shelter before I went to my mother's house, because I went to my mother's house because the shelter was so nasty. So by the time that I came back, I only spent 1 night at the shelter. So by the time I came back, I didn't have a plan. My friend girl ended up letting me come to stay with her. And so I told her I didn't want to be a burden, and she was like, everything gonna all work out and stuff like that. So she would like take me out and stuff, like she would help me watch my, you know, kids, and have people help watch my daughter, so that way that, you know, me and her could, you know, hang out, so I could take my mind off of things and not be so depressed, which was awesome, because I was actually going through postpartum and everything at the time. Because remember, I told y'all I miscarried around that time. So she was a really good, you know, person at the time for that, at that moment. She always been a really good soul too. So she ended up, you know, we was going out, hanging out and stuff like that, clubbing or whatever at nighttime, and she made sure that I had a really good time. She looked out for me, took care of me, all type of shit. So I only did that like a few nights, and then I ended up, you know, wanting to be more responsible and staying with, you know, my child, instead of just, you know, I didn't feel right hanging out, you know, now that I had a child, I had responsibility. So I would stay back and watch the kids, and yeah, it would be like that. And then after like a few days, you know, I don't ever want to be a burden when I'm staying with people. So, and I tend to fall out with people after so long. I don't want to lose no good friendship over no shit like that, you know. So I would stay from her house to my best friend, my guy best friend's house at the time, with his family. And I wasn't cool with my dad. I wasn't supposed to be there, but around that time that I was staying with the girl and my best friend at the time, I ended up getting a call within like a week, y'all. It was within like a week, because I stayed like 2 days at her house, like the day at his house, then go back. I just like flip-flop. And I ended up getting this call from this lady, y'all. I didn't know who the hell she was. How the hell she got my number? I'm telling you, God works miracles. Miracles are a real thing. And so this lady had called me, and she was like, hey, is this Ashanti? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, I'm with this program, such and such, and yeah, we got it's just basically, the program is you get to pick a place of your own. Like, you get to pick your own apartment, and like, we'll take care of it for 2 years. I'm like, bruh, stop playing, for like, y'all joking right now. Like, stop playing on my phone. She was like, no, this is like, I said, this is legit? And she was like, yeah. She started going into detail about the program and how I got picked and all that. I'm like, this can't be real. Like, no fucking way, y'all. So it was a real program. It really was. It's in Chicago. And I ended up getting to meet with the ladies and stuff like that. And so boom, I ended up in this program, and the program literally, like, they let me pick my own place where I wanted to stay at, and they paid for that shit for 2 fucking years, y'all. 2 years. So this is how I'm telling y'all everything that led up to the homelessness. I know this like not really making much sense, but it's going to, y'all. I gotta tell y'all details. The fuck, it ain't a Sue story if it ain't got details. I'm gonna give y'all out the juice. Ooh, y'all saw that juice on my lips. That's how juicy the story is. So, anywho, I'm crazy. So, yeah, I ended up, after, like I said, that happened after like a week. So I ended up going and I went back to my dad's house temporarily to get my things packed up because everything was still left at his house. And I went there and stayed there temporarily until my place was ready for me, which was like 2 weeks later. So I stayed there, stuck it out, did what I had to do, and even though my dad put me out and shit, and I wasn't supposed to be there, I stuck it out and just, you know, lay low. And then boom, I moved into my very first place, and then, you know, everything was cool. Then all of a sudden, you know, like I told you, fast forward, my baby daddy ended up trying to move in. All of a sudden he wanted to get married, all this other shit, but it's not about him. This is about me and my situation. So anywho, I allowed him to come in, and that's when I ended up getting pregnant again with my second child. I got pregnant so many times by this guy, y'all. I was pregnant 5 times by him, by the way. 5 times. And in the midst of all this. So I ended up, that's when my first place was in the hood. Like I was telling y'all, it was in Chicago on 79th and Dobson. It was in the hood. So it was cool for the first few months that I was staying by myself until my baby daddy came. Then it just started getting a little hard, but it was cool. And then I ended up moving from there because I started having anxiety attacks with the pregnancy, and you know, it was such a bad area when you have children and you try to live that lifestyle. Things get a lot scarier when you have babies. And, you know, before I had children, I probably wouldn't have mind staying over there in the hood. You know, that's my type of shit. But hell no, not while I have babies. You know, I don't want them to see that type of shit growing up. They don't need to see that. They princesses, you know, and they're nothing less. So, yeah, I was seeing like how the kids over there were, and those kids, I didn't want my kids hanging around them. So I'm just like, no, hell no. I got to get the fuck away from over here. This is not a good area to raise my kids. They was doing too much shit over there. Little kids, teenagers and shit. They too goddamn advanced for me, baby. Shit, they more grown than I am, and I'm fucking 25 years old. So anywho, I decided, okay, boom, I gotta get up at this situation. Plus it was a 1-bedroom, so I was about to have another baby. I needed the space. So I ended up moving from there, and I moved to Glenwood, Illinois. And when I went to stay there, y'all, this was by year 2. So, you know, you could only keep a lease for like a year, and then after the year, you got to renew the lease or whatever. Boom, boom. So I had to wait for the lease to be up, and then I ended up going to Glenwood. So like I said, it only covers 2 years. Now we're about to get into the homeless situation. So I stayed there for my other year. And by that time, after that, you got to figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, then shit, you fucked. I ain't even gonna cap. Straight up, you fucked. If you don't figure out what the hell you gonna do by the end of that second year, like, they boot your ass out the program. So, like, slowly getting towards the end, at the last couple of months, I started filling out all these different, you know, low income and shit like that, applications and Section 8 and shit like that. Like, fuck it, I ain't ashamed. Hell, I got food stamps and shit. It's a blessing to me. What may be something somebody make fun of, it's a blessing to me, baby, because it got me through. God provided, because shit, it got rough, y'all. So let me tell y'all. So, like, towards the end, I started filling out, you know, different applications and stuff like that to try to make sure I had a backup plan, because I'm like, I can't be homeless with my babies. I can't. Then, like I said, mind y'all, I had my second baby. Then I turned around and got pregnant again with the baby I'm pregnant with now. So I'm like, oh, shit. Now I really can't, you know, I can't afford to be homeless with 3 kids. I can't. It's no way. Man, y'all, I fucked around. And that shit was easing up. That shit was getting closer and closer to the time. That shit was getting closer and closer to the time. And so, I'm trying to think what happened. So boom, the big day came and it was time to fucking go, y'all. So I had ended up finding this Section 8 that was like somewhere like in the middle of the motherfucking boonies, y'all. In the middle of goddamn nowhere. Nobody know where this shit is. In the middle of fucking nowhere. So I ended up getting approved or whatever. But the only thing was that what is it? The thing is that, I'm sorry, y'all, my mind, I'm about to have this baby soon. My mind is just fogged. So I ended up, the day came, and I was like, okay, fuck. Like, the weeks started turning into days. The days started turning into minutes. Minutes started turning into seconds. So it was like a week left before I was supposed to leave. And then like by a couple days before I was originally supposed to leave, I was trying to find like a homeless shelter or something because I didn't want to be sleeping outside. And this was in like June of this year. So I ended up trying to figure out where I was going to go. So the reason I was trying to find a homeless shelter was because when I got approved for the Section 8 shit, they wasn't giving out vouchers till later down the line. So either way it went, I was going to have to be homeless. So I'm like, damn, G, baby daddy didn't have no job to try to help me. I couldn't get no fucking job because I've been pregnant as hell. And I was like sick as shit around this time. Like I was in the throwing up stages. I couldn't barely do shit. I couldn't even eat. So, yeah, y'all. And so I started looking for homeless shelters. And when I was looking for in that place that I was supposed to be moving to, y'all, that place that approved me, they ended up, they only had one shelter. And the shelter was full. So I didn't have nowhere to go. And I was trying to figure out, you know, something so that way I wouldn't be sleeping out in my car and shit. So I ended up, thank God for my truck I got. So I ended up finding somewhere in Springfield, Illinois, that was supposed to be like a shelter, y'all. So let me tell you what the fuck had happened. I hope I can finish this all up. I hope this don't be like no two-part ass shit, because I'm trying to give it to y'all. But it is what it is. So I ended up finding someplace in Springfield, Illinois, which was like 2 hours away from where I was supposed to be moving to. And I was like, fuck it. Let me see what I can find. I called this place. They was like, yeah, we'll accept you. You'll have your own room. All this shit. Cool. Oh, cool. So like, yeah. So I go up there, my baby daddy and shit like that. So I left like 2 days before I was originally supposed to leave my place in Glenwood. Like before I was supposed to, you know, give up the keys and all that shit. I left 2 days early because I was like, fuck it. I can't take the heartbreak. I'm trying to leave before, you know, y'all get what I'm saying. So I ended up going to Springfield, and I went to the place, and the place, y'all, was like a fucking prison. So the first thing was, they was just like, okay, yeah, your baby daddy can't stay here. Y'all can schedule visits, but no, he can't come up over here and see you. He can't visit your kids. And they was like, it's a 6-month program, and basically within those 6 months I was gonna be having my baby. So I'm like, well, by that time I'd be in the hospital, you know, having my baby. They said he can't come see the baby, the newborn baby, all type of shit. Then they was like that they would take my phone. I can't have a phone in there. I have to use their phone if I want to call somebody. Then I get a limited amount of minutes. They take my car keys. I'm like, oh hell no. And the lady was like, oh, don't worry, it's not like prison. It's definitely giving prison. Then they talk about that it was this this schooling thing that you had to do in the morning time, in the daytime, and it's not it's mandatory. It's mandatory, so you had to go. So you gotta go from like 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, all the way to like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then they said that you got a curfew, and the curfew is at like fucking 7 o'clock. Excuse you, like what, girl? Hell no, man. When I tell y'all, me and my baby daddy, so the lady, I was like, okay, so they wasn't taking no for an answer. They was trying to hurry up and ship his ass off and try to hurry up and get me up the stairs before I could think about it. So I told them, you know, I need some time to think about it. And they was like, well, what is there to think about? You know, trying to peer pressure me to do it. So they was like, we're going to go get the paperwork for you and sign you up and shit. Bro, that lady turned around, disappeared to go get the paper. When I say we got the fuck, like when I say, I swear y'all, I must be out my rabbit ass mind. I didn't even buckle the kids in. I didn't buckle in none of that shit. I got in that car, closed, locked them doors, and I was gone. I got the fuck out of there within like 5 seconds. I got the fuck out of there and I did not look back. So I left Springfield and I went straight to where I was supposed to go, right? Okay, cool. So this is the beginning of welcome to homelessness all over again. But this time shit was real because I had my babies with me. I'm pregnant as hell. And I had my baby daddy with me. So now mind you, my baby daddy was with me. This all happened after he strangled me in front of the kids and stuff. But the reason I had him with me was because I felt like I was going to need some help, you know, in the process of, you know, being, you know, I knew I was going to be homeless, but I didn't think I'd be homeless for so long. But I needed some help. So I had him come with me. And so, boom. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, back to the story. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot where the hell I was at. Where I was at? Shit, what I was saying, y'all. Fuck it. We got to, whatever. I'm just gonna start where I think I stopped, because I really don't fucking remember. But, I think I was, like, talking about how, boom, we left from Springfield, and I drove the 2 hours to the other place where I was supposed to be originally, and like I said, they didn't have any room in the shelter. They only had one shelter available. Like, it's such a very, 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 very tiny town, very tiny. You know, so, and it's in the middle of the damn cornfields. Like, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. So, excuse me, y'all. I got the baby in the background. She whining because every time it's time to go to bed, she think it's time to play, and she want to do that spoil stuff, but I can't do the spoil stuff right now. So y'all just gonna have to bear with me. So anywho, we got there, and shit. Once we got there, I pulled up to this park, and I just sat there, and I just looked around. And I was like, oh, wow. And I saw they had white squirrels. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, that's cool as hell. I ain't never seen a white squirrel before. And, like, they was literally the cutest fucking things in the whole wide world. It was just awesome. But, yeah, so we got there. And I just started looking around. And I'm like, damn, this is really fucking happening. I just lost everything. And I was right back at fucking square one. And I was just like, damn, like, because my time was up, y'all. I had my 30-day notices. I had my 60-day notices. It was time to get the fuck. So I ain't have no other option, y'all. And I didn't want to just, like, I ain't had no relatives that I could just, you know, move in with me and my kids and my dude at the time, you know. So I was just like, man, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, man, and I got my kids, I'm pregnant. I didn't know what to do. Honestly, I just sat there and I just looked around and I was just like, damn. And so the first day, we just looked around and we just sat outside the park for just all day. And, you know, we cried. I cried and I was just like, damn, what the fuck am I about to do? And I prayed, and then I kept trying to call to get put into the shelter, but they didn't have no room in the shelter. They didn't have no, you know, sometimes different housing programs like Section 8 and shit, low income and shit, they have it to where if you're homeless or something, they have an emergency shelter, or they're supposed to have where they can get you a hotel or something, especially with me being pregnant. Y'all, they didn't even have the funds to put me into, like, no fucking hotel or nothing. They had nothing. So when I tell y'all, I was just like, damn. So, I was calling around doing the best I could to find something. I couldn't find shit. I'm like, well, fuck it. Suck it up. We ended up going to Walmart, buying some food. I bought some food because I had my food stamps. And we sat in the car, we ate, and let the kids run around at the park and play on the swings and stuff. I tried to make it as, fun as possible for the kids so that they wouldn't understand what was going on. And it was a really nice park. It's a lovely park. The kids had fun. That was the only thing that kept me going, y'all. So I started stressing real bad, like, damn. They be overly slamming the door downstairs, y'all. My bad. I know y'all heard that, but so anywho, yeah, we ended up buying food, making sure that the kids, and so I started getting into a depression, but I was trying my best not to because I didn't want to lose my child. So, but on the bright side, thank God, I started to, like, my sickness started to ease up a little bit, so I wasn't as sick. I was slowly but surely starting to not get as sick. So I was like, fuck it. So yeah, I pulled up to a Walmart parking lot. We went the fuck to sleep. Woke the fuck up, and it's daytime. We had to, sleep in the car. All of us. I had my babies in their car seats. They was knocked out, and I was uncomfortable as fuck. Sitting in the passenger seat, I couldn't lay the seat back or nothing. I had, just like how I'm sitting now, is how I had to go to sleep. My baby daddy, the same way. We had to sit in the car just like this and go to sleep. Wake up. And so by day 2, we started looking around. I'm like, damn, like, I ain't racist or nothing, but I'm like, damn, I'm in this place. Ain't no motherfucking black folks out here. So like now I'm starting to get scared. I'm like, damn, like, should I really, stick this out? Should I try to take the easy route? What the fuck should I do? So I ended up trying to call relatives for help, and nobody wanted to help me. So I was pissed off because I'm like, bruh, so y'all just gonna leave me the fuck out here? And I was like, you know what? It's unfortunate, but I gotta do what I gotta do, because I was like, I knew I was going to get my shit, my housing and shit, but I just had to wait. And so it wasn't shit I could do about it, but keep calling and harassing them every day. Even calling and harassing them every day wasn't doing shit. And when I say calling and harassing them, I'm talking about the people that's in the program. So I kept trying to ask. I'm like, damn, y'all, I'm pregnant. So by like day 3, my body started to ache like hell. I couldn't take that shit no more. I started just getting pissed off. I started getting way fucking depressed. I started feeling like I was losing my motherfucking mind, y'all. So I got tired of sleeping in that goddamn car. You can't wash your ass and shit like that. So and then I'm sitting up stiff as hell. My body's aching because it's growing, and it's just, oh my God. So, I'm trying to think what happened. I was like, okay, boom, I can't take this shit no more. Let's go find somewhere to wash our ass. So I had some towels and shit like that in my car, and stuff like that, and soap and all that good shit. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I was back. So, by day 3, y'all, I just could not take that shit no more. I'm like, it did, y'all. It was so motherfucking hot. When I say it was hot, woo, baby, it was hot as fuck. Like, it was like, I can't even remember. It was in the 90s, y'all, and it was getting to the hundreds. It was so damn hot, y'all, sitting out in that hot ass car every day, 3 days straight with nowhere to go. Man, fuck that. Like the first day we got there, it was like raining and shit, so we went to sleep with the thunderstorm and shit going on. But we just, tried to keep the kids cool or whatever. But by day 3, I couldn't take that shit no more. It's hot as fuck. So I ended up, I was like, come on, let's go inside of this hotel. And I started thinking back the first time that I was homeless. And I'm like, damn, okay. I remember I used to go inside a hotel and I would go wash my ass. So I'm like, let's go inside this hotel or whatever. So boom, me and my baby daddy, we ended up going into the hotel. And I was just like trying to ask if we can get some towels to go, wash our asses. It was looking a little rough. And I went to the bathroom first to wash myself up, and then I was taking the girls in one at a time, and my baby daddy was, sitting there with one at a time while I was, doing one, and then I come back and do the other one. So as I come back out, he's sitting up talking to the people at the front desk, and I guess the lady had ended up asking him, our situation, and he ended up telling them we was home. I would have never did that shit because I was too ashamed, to tell people what was going on. So boom, these people, like, God reached his hand down, y'all, and touched their heart, because they ended up letting us stay a whole night for free at the hotel. And so they let us stay a night for free. I'm talking about, we went in there. I was so happy to stretch out and lay on the bed, y'all. It was amazing. So then, we had a big ass room too, like a big ass suite. We had access to the pool. And like I said, it was cool. It was air conditioned. Oh my God, it was a blessing. And so the kids was happy as fuck, and I was happy. And it was around the 4th of July and shit. So I was like, okay, cool. So, boom, we take showers and shit like that. And then the people that let us stay in the hotel, y'all, ended up buying us some food. Bought my whole family, me, my baby daddy, and both my kids, some food. And they bought us some McDonald's, bought us drinks and everything. Then this lady, she told us about this church and stuff like that, and this Bible study that was going on. And y'all know I'm very church going. So I was like, you know what? I'm down for some church. That's all I need right now. I need God. If I don't need nothing else, I need God. So we started going to this church, and the people were so nice to us, and they were so helpful. We was explaining how we ended up coming down, ended up getting homeless. Unfortunately, they call it involuntarily displaced. That's what happened to me. I was involuntarily displaced, meaning that my time was up. It was time to get the fuck on. It was time to get the fuck. Like, I didn't do shit. I didn't get evicted. None of that shit. My time was up. So, I was explaining that to them, and, a lot of people was looking out for us. They was giving us money, and it was so embarrassing because people was feeling sorry for us, and I don't like when people feel sorry for me. So I really laid low as fuck off the internet. I went through depression, and so, yeah, I started getting so humiliated and depressed from the fact of losing everything, y'all, that I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I started smoking my ass off. I started smoking bad, y'all. I started smoking the fuck out of some weed. I couldn't stop. It was the only thing that could numb my mind. Cause I got tired of faking happy for my children, and it got so hard. And so we ended up, back in the car after that. Oh, and when we got ready to leave, the manager there, the lady was so nice. She gave us like $200, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, y'all let us stay here. Y'all bought us food, and y'all giving us money. Like, I was so blessed, y'all. When I tell y'all God kept his hands on me the whole time, it was rough as fuck, y'all. And so this is just by day 3. I was homeless for 2 fucking months. 2 months. So I ended up, damn, y'all, I'm not trying to do a part 2. I don't want this to be no super long ass video. I'm gonna try my best. But if I gotta do a part 2, it is what it is. But anywho, So we ended up leaving that day back to the car. We spent another like 2 or 3 nights in the car, and just so happened we was talking to the pastor at the church, and the pastor was so nice. He was so nice and considered the fact that I was pregnant and the little babies that I have. Hold on, y'all. He was so considerate, y'all, that he ended up paying for us like a whole fucking week at the goddamn hotel while we waited for, because like I said, it wasn't shit we could do. Like the program couldn't pay for no hotel for me yet. It was nothing. So random strangers started helping me. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. I swear I love God so much. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I don't even know where I left off. My baby keep crying and stuff. I don't know why she do this shit at night. But I think I was telling y'all about how the pastor was nice enough to pay for us like a whole week. Okay, cool. So within that time that we went up there, I let my baby daddy go in there first, and I was getting the girls out the car and stuff like that, getting food and stuff out the car, and I go inside, and my baby daddy talking to these strange people, this couple, beautiful, spirited couple, random, complete fucking strangers. And so we ended up going in there. Now, mind you, this is just like within the first week of being homeless, the first week. So we ended up going up there, and these people were so fucking nice to us, and we ended up explaining what was going on, how we was waiting on the shelter, and they didn't have no space available, how I was waiting to at least get a fucking hotel by the people, but they wouldn't, they just left me out there to dry. So excuse me. So these motherfucking people, y'all, I swear to God, after we got the room for the week, these people came in that room. They gave us shit to shower with. They gave us little care packages. They gave us, I'm talking about, gave us this fat stack of fucking money. I think they gave us like $1,600 cash, y'all. Dead ass. No catch, no nothing behind it. They just gave us money because they felt so bad. And the lady was like that her cousin was one of the women that worked there, and she was like that when she heard that there's a pregnant lady and her kids out there, she didn't give a fuck about the dude, but she said when she heard it was a pregnant lady and 2 babies, immediately she was like, no, they wasn't finna let us sit out there. And then it was like, it was extreme heat outside, so she was like, nah, we not finna leave y'all out there. So then they gave us all that money, and then they turned around and they paid for us to stay in that hotel for like a couple more weeks, until like maybe by like the 3rd or the 4th, no, by the 2nd month, by exactly month 2, that's when they finally was talking about coming up with a spot available for shelter for me and my family. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So y'all, I started, like, so many people started to help us in so many different ways that I started to feel ashamed. I started feeling embarrassed because people don't really help me like that. And so when I seen how much people actually care that don't even fucking know me or shit about me, y'all, I started getting even more fucking depressed and stressing. So I started smoking so fucking much, y'all. I was practically an addict. I was smoking marijuana from literally the time that the sun rose to the time that the sun set. Like, literally, like, not even bullshitting y'all, like 20 blunts a day, like chain smoking, pregnant and all, chain smoking, because it's the only thing that keep my mind from, for one, I wouldn't eat shit. I was so stressed I wouldn't eat, so that would help me eat. And for 2, I wouldn't stop like going insane. So I was like not necessarily going insane, but I couldn't stop overthinking and just letting shit be. I just wasn't comfortable with the fact of people, strange people helping me, you know. It's hard trusting, you know, it's hard to trust people, and I'm trying to learn how to do that still now. And so I started getting fucked up, y'all. I was smoking some tree like crazy. So then once everything was situated, and the reason I started smoking was because, like I said, we would be in the hotel for like a week, and then like after that, you know, the time we didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen next. It was a couple times where we in the hotel for a week, now we back to the car for a couple days, you know. And that shit is stressful as hell. Like, nobody want to live like that. Then I got to keep doing this with my kids. Then buying food, you know, being homeless. You can't keep food because you got to keep throwing that shit out. Because especially if it's hot outside, y'all, you cannot keep food for long. You can't. It don't matter what the fuck you do. You got to keep throwing that food out. So you basically wasting fucking money. You can't make shit to cook, you know. And so it came a point, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. This is what I'm gonna tell y'all, then I'm gonna end up ending it, and I'm gonna just do a part 2 because this video is fucking long as shit. So, y'all, I was so down bad at one point that, like, we had to keep throwing out food and shit that we had to literally, y'all. And I ain't no thief or nothing, I swear, right here in the guy, y'all. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I would never do no shit like that, but for my kids, I'd do anything. Man, we was running out of food stamps, and I had to wait some time, and you know, we ended up having to, you know, we low-key had to steal out the store. Like, I have a WIC card, and I had to use my act like I was buying baby food and shit, and I would scan the baby food, you know, and then I would act like, you know, I'm getting the baby food, but I'm getting like a fucking salad or some raviolis for the kids or something. And yeah, y'all, I was doing that. We was doing that shit, and then one night we got caught. And yeah, but I'm just gonna leave it right there. If y'all enjoyed the fucking story time of a crazy ass part of my fucking life, y'all let me know what the fuck y'all thinking. If y'all really care for a part 2, or cause I mean, y'all can make fun of me if y'all want to. Hell yeah, bitch. I'm on motherfucking Section 8, but I'm happy and I'm blessed to be on that shit. Guess what? I scream it to the motherfucking rooftops because guess what? I ain't in my car no more. I'm in a nice ass 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom motherfucking home. And it's lovely around this motherfucker. Like, kids are happy. I'm happy. I'm progressing because I got, man, y'all, it's so much left in the story, like, and I want to give y'all all the details and shit, so I don't got a choice but to do a part 2, but, yeah, judge me if you fucking want to, but guess what, you sitting back judging me ain't gonna get you nowhere. You probably still gonna be sitting up wherever the fuck you sitting up, miserable as hell, hating on me, bitch, because life's great. I can't complain. Fuck is you talk about? So, yeah, like I said, this wasn't something that I just necessarily felt prepared to talk about. I'm still highly uncomfortable, but sometimes you gotta push through uncomfortable situations in life to get to a better part. And I know that I don't want to hold this in for my whole life. I told y'all I was gonna tell y'all about it. I just want to get it over with. So hopefully the next story, which I'm gonna drop it sooner than, you know, I know I've been lacking y'all because I ain't gonna lie, I've been getting a little discouraged, and I'm trying to keep myself from giving up because, you know, I started my music and I stopped, and I just noticed that I'm not getting as many views and stuff, so I started getting a little discouraged. So I was gonna give up on this, but I feel like I shouldn't give up just yet. So I'm trying to push through, and I'm gonna keep trying. You never know what fucking happens. But yeah, that's the end of the motherfucking story time. I love you hoes and bitches. And I will see y'all in the part motherfucking 2. Bye y'all.